Hello, fraction agents. This is Miss Macaulay, and I'll be teaching you how to multiply fractions with the cfia. It's our Central Fraction Intelligence Agency, and I do have a guest speaker on this video. You will meet him in the next slide.
Hello, cfia agents. Today you will be learning how to multiply fractions. Warning: you are about to view classified information. Only members of the cfia have clearance to view these files. Hello, agents. As you know, you are part of the Central Fraction Intelligence Agency, and you have a very important job ahead of you. Please prepare for your mission.
And I'm here to help you out a little bit with multiplying fractions. Your main agent is also guiding you along the way. I also wanted to tell you something kind of interesting in case you didn't know already. My dad is actually part of the CIA, the real CIA in Washington, D.C. He has had CIA clearance, which means special security clearance, for a very long time. So that's kind of a cool, interesting fact. Anyway, let's get back to fractions.
Today's mission, Mission 1, is you must learn how to multiply fractions and mixed numbers.
Hello, agents. You will now be learning the steps to multiplying fractions and mixed numbers. You may start writing the notes if you'd like in your classified information boxes. However, if you'd rather just listen, I will also fill this in at the end for you.
This is classified information number 1. All mixed numbers must be changed into improper fractions. Please use MAD, which you learned or reviewed in step 2A. Classified information number 2. You must write all whole numbers as improper fractions. You must write the whole number over 1, which simply means the number divided by 1, which would be itself. Classified information number 3. You must cross-simplify whenever you can. Ms. Macaulay will show you how to cross-simplify.
Okay, cross-simplifying is one of the most important skills that you can have when multiplying fractions. It makes the problem easier to multiply because you have smaller numbers and will save you from having to simplify at the end. Watch me do an example. We will do many more examples, so don't worry if you don't understand the first time. But let's say we want to multiply the fraction 3/4 times 8/9. We could simply multiply straight across, which you'll learn next. But before we do that, we should try to cross-simplify. What that means is to look across the diagonals. Look across the numerator of one fraction and the denominator of another, and see if there is a common factor. So 3 and 9 have a common factor of 3. So we would divide that out. When we divide out 3, you would ask yourself, how many times does 3 go into 3? It goes in 1 time, so you would cross out the 3 and make that a 1. Then you say to yourself, how many times does 3 go into 9? Well, 3 goes into 9 3 times, so you change the 9 into a 3. Now look across and see the other side, 4 and 8. Do they have a common factor? Yes, they do. They have a common factor of 4. 4 goes into 4 1 time. 4 goes into 8 2 times. That's where we now have two new fractions, 1 over 1 times 2 over 3. You can see those right here. The 3 became a 1, the 4 became a 1, the 8 became a 2, and the 9 became a 3, simply by dividing out common factors. it makes the problem much simpler to solve. Like I said, don't worry, we will be doing several more examples.
Classified information number 4. Multiply straight across. Multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator, after cross-simplifying, of course.
So you can see that our original problem was 3/4 times 8/9. We had cross-simplified in classified information number 3, and we made it 1/1 times 2/3. Then we multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3. It's as simple as that.
Classified information number 5. All answers must be in simplest form. You must reduce all fractions.
And remember, cross-simplifying will help you so that you don't have to simplify as much at the end.
Okay, agents, time for classified information number 6. You must change improper fractions to mixed numbers. It is okay to leave your answer as simplified improper fraction unless it doesn't make sense for the problem. For example, if you were doing a word problem and it's a recipe or something like that, your answer should be a mixed number because that would make more sense.
So just to be clear, when doing multiplying fraction problems, you can leave your answer a simplified improper fraction unless it's a word problem where it really would make more sense to show a mixed number, such as a recipe or something like that, or miles per hour. Okay? Okay, let's do a couple of examples and fill in your note sheet. You may have filled some of this in as you listened to the classified information, but I'm going to help you to make sure you have it all right. Okay, let me just shrink this down just a little bit so we have room. Okay, and we'll do examples as we go. Classified information number 1 is all mixed numbers must be improper fractions. That's very important. And use MAD to do that. You've learned that already. I'm going to write the example problem that we're going to do right up here. 3 3/4 times 4 2/5. We will take this problem and go step by step through the process. So the first step is to make those mixed numbers into improper fractions. You should remember that 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 is 15 over 4. That would be our improper fraction, times 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22 over 5. Okay, that is step 1. Classified information number 2 is to write all whole numbers as improper fractions. We don't have a whole number in this example, but if we did, we would write it over 1. I'm just going to write this down. So for example, 4 would equal 4 over 1. Okay? Go ahead and go to your next page. Okay, let me write our problem right up here again for us. Our problem is now 15 over 4 times 22 over 5. Classified information number 3 says cross simplify whenever possible. Whenever you can. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's cross simplify. Remember, we look across the diagonals and we ask ourselves, is there a common factor? What goes into 5 and 15? Well, hopefully you've said 5. 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 15 3 times. You should cross out the old numbers so that you don't accidentally multiply them and keep your new numbers. What about the 4 and the 22? You might think that they don't have a common factor, but they do. They're both even numbers, so you can divide them by 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 22 11 times. Our new multiplication problem is 3 over 2 times 11 over 1. That is much simpler. Classified information number 4 is to multiply straight across. So let's do that. 3 over 2 times 11 over 1 equals 3 times 11 is 33, and 2 times 1 is 2. 33 over 2. Let's go on to the next page. Okay, let's look at classified information 5 and 6. Classified information 5 says all answers must be simplified. Our answer right now is 33 over 2. That really can't be simplified any more than it already is, and that's probably because we cross-simplified. But if we had to, we would simplify. Classified information number 6 is all impropers. All improper fractions should be mixed numbers, especially in word problems. So let's do that. 33 over 2 would be 33 divided by 2. 2 goes into 3 one time. Bring down your 3. 2 goes into 13 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12, with 1 left over. This comes up, becomes our numerator. The denominator never changes. 16 and 1/2 is our correct answer. We could always double check that we're correct by doing MAD. 2 times 16 is 32. Plus 1 is 33 over 2. That is correct. Go ahead and go to the next page, please. Oh no, it looks like this message is about to self-destruct. We better quickly add another page before this happens, because I feel like we need to do at least one more example. So I'm going to add another page. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's do another example. Let's do an example where we do a whole number, 12 times a mixed number, 2 3/8. Okay. If we estimate this, just so we get a little practice kind of estimating and getting an idea of our answer, 2 3/8 is closer to 2 than it is to 3, so 2 times 12 is 24. Our answer should be somewhere around 24, so I'm just going to write that. That helps me to know if when I do my problem, if my answer is reasonable. Okay, I remember from classified information piece number 2 that you must write whole numbers over 1. And then, of course, we don't ever multiply mixed numbers. We must change them into improper fractions. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19 over 8. Okay, now, the next thing we should do is cross-simplify. The only place I can cross-simplify is right here. What goes into both 8 and 12? Well, 4 goes into 8 2 times, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. Now we multiply straight across. 2 times 1 is 2, and 19 times 3 is, I'm going to get my handy-dandy calculator out for that, 19 times 3 is 57. The last step is to simplify, or to change into a mixed number. So 57 divided by 2, 2 goes into 5 2 times, 2 times 2 is 4, 5 minus 4 is 1, bring down the 7, 2 goes into 17, 8 times, let me just shrink this up a little bit, 8 times 2 is 16, with 1 left over, that comes on up, 28 1/2 is our final answer. Hopefully that helps. I feel like the only other thing we maybe should do is just a simple example. So I'm going to add one more page. Simple answer of a fraction times a fraction. Let's just simply do 3/4 times, let's do 1/6. So in this case, the only place we can cross simplify is the 3 and the 6. 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 6 two times. 1 times 1 is 1, and 4 times 2 is 8. We don't even have to simplify. That's awesome. If we had multiplied without cross-simplifying, I just want to show you what that would have looked like. You would have had 3 over 4 times 1 over 6, and you would have gotten 3 over 24. And then you would have needed to simplify. And so in order to simplify, you would have divided by 3 on the numerator and the denominator, and you would have ended up with 1/8. Neither way is incorrect, but we actually really want you always to cross-simplify so that we know that you know how, and that will give you an easier simplified answer. I think you've had enough examples now, so it's about time to go. It looks like we are about to self-destruct. 5, 4, 3, 2. I hope you've learned everything you needed to and wrote down everything you needed to. 1. Oh no! And you can get back to your notes at any time to understand how to multiply fractions. Bye for now.